If you're still not sure how to play Mannadium or what the combo guides are, stay tuned, because in this video we're going to talk about how to play the deck, the in-depth explanation of the combos, and what combos you can expect to build those insane OTK negate boards. Let's get into it. Elemental Hero Prisma is making its return. It's a one-card combo in Mannadium. So I want to show you guys why are people playing this and why people are halving their life point to summon this non-Mannadium card. Let's get into it, guys. We'll start with the first combo. I want to normal summon Elemental Hero Prisma. I want to activate this effect. What we're going to do is reveal Vicious Shroud, so we can now send Vicious Starfrost to the graveyard. And now already you're probably starting to see why people play this, because we have a Vicious Starfrost in graveyard. Prisma counts as Vicious Starfrost, which means we can link it away for Scareclaw Lightheart, allowing us to search the primitive planet Rhycophobia. Rhycophobia is obviously really good because it gets to search us Scareclaw Rhycart. Keep in mind, this is a one-card combo. We're not using any other monsters, so already we're gaining all this advantage. The field spell is going to go ahead and search Scareclaw Rhycart. Scareclaws can special summon adjacent to any other Scareclaw monster on the field. That can be up, down, left, right. So in this case, we're going to special summon Scareclaw Rhycart right next to the Lightheart. Always keep it a habit to have monsters in defense mode when you're doing any type of Scareclaw combo or deck that plays Scareclaw, because Rhycart is now able to search Scareclaw Arrival. If there's 3 or more defense monsters anywhere on the field, he also gets to draw 1 card, so keep that in mind when you are doing your combo. It definitely will come up and you might forget, especially when you're learning the deck. What we can do next is link away these 2 monsters. We're not going to try and do any synchros just yet. We want to establish a crazy board, and in order to do that, we need our friend Cross Sheep on the field. Next, what we can do is summon the Vicious Shroud, because we have sent a Vicious Starfrost to graveyard, cheating out the materials. So we're going to banish the Vicious Starfrost and the Scareclaw Rhycart in order to summon this monster. And what happens next is pretty cool. When a monster is special summoned and you have a fusion under its link arrow, you can actually special summon a level 4 low monster from the graveyard, and it keeps its effects, by the way. So we're going to summon Elemental Hero Prisma back. Now things get really interesting, because what we can do next, activate Prisma again, which is why you want to run 3 Vicious Starfrost. We're going to reveal our Vicious Shroud. We can send a Vicious Starfrost to the graveyard, and because his name is now counted as Vicious Starfrost, we can go ahead and bring back the Scareclaw Lightheart, which is a once per duel effect, so keep that in mind. Next, I want to activate Scareclaw Arrival. We can bring back the Vicious Starfrost, and you're probably seeing what's about to happen. There is our Baron de Fleur, and for a one-card combo, I think this is pretty good, because Baron de Fleur is probably one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the game ever since release. It's had a crazy price spike, and it still has even after reprints. We're going to summon the Appaloosa, and from 1 card, what we've just done is actually really crazy, because we've set up the Scareclaw Rhycophobia, which is a great field spell, by the way. Never underestimate that pop effect. It is really good. We have Baron de Fleur as a negate, as a pop, and then we have a 3 counter Appaloosa, which is at 2400, which is a decent stat line as well, so they can't just run over it. And that's just off 1 card. So there you go, guys. That is a 1-card combo for Mannadium, and why I think you should play Elemental Prisma and a Hero Live, because you've just seen how crazy the power spike is. Let's get into the next combo. So let's get started. We're going to normal summon the Mannadium Meek, and then we're going to activate Visa's effect. We're going to pop it and then special summon the Vicious Starfrost. Mannadium Meek would trigger now, allowing us to special summon a copy from the deck. Once we special summon a copy of Mannadium Meek from the deck, we can increase its level by 2. So we're going to make this card a level 4. We can Vicious Starfrost into a Lightheart, giving us the Field Spell Searcher, which is really, really important. It's going to allow us to basically find anything in the deck now. Lightheart will give us that great search ability to find us the Rhycophobia, which will give us the Rhycart, giving us the Arrival. Let's do that now. We're going to activate Rhycophobia, searching a Scareclaw monster. Because a Scareclaw is on the field, we can actually special summon the Rhycart adjacent to that monster. So let's go ahead and do that now. And then we get to search Arrival. Just FYI, remember, because there's no 3 or more defense monsters, you can't draw a card. If you played the Adventure Engine, you definitely would have that on the field. Always put your Mannadoms in defense, because why would you put it in attack mode? Now we can do something really cool. We can actually go into the Bestial Dispatch. We would synchro these 2 together, summoning the Axel Stardust Synchro Dragon. When summoned, brings out a level 2 or lower tuner from the graveyard, which is our Mannadium Meek. And then we can go ahead and synchro both of them. Once we've done that, we can go ahead and activate the Scareclaw Arrival. This is going to give us the ability to summon the Vicious Starfrost from the graveyard. This could be Cross Sheep as well, it doesn't really matter. We're going to link off the 2 monsters that we used, summoning the Cross Sheep. Finally, Cross Sheep is back. This card was really relevant when it came out and kind of died down. Cross Sheep was really great in DDD and not many other decks. Because we have the materials available in the graveyard, we can now summon the Vicious Astrolabe to an arrow that Cross Sheep is pointing to. Let's banish the materials before we do that. Now that we've summoned the Vicious Astrolabe by banishing the materials, this is where things get really crazy. Cross Sheep is going to let us special summon a monster from the graveyard. let's summon out the Mannadium Meek. We're going to bring back the Visa Starfrost, and then because Starfrost is on the field, guess what? We can actually bring out Scarecrow Lightheart. I could look at this board and do anything from this point on. RIP Spright, that would have been the perfect card to go into. We can summon a Baron de Fleur with Vicious Estrade and Mannadium Meek, and there's our Baron de Fleur. From here you can extend even more. You could even go into a Spright Sprint, send a Merlee shuffle back itself, and Vicious Estrade, summon Dragos the Pelia. The possibilities are endless, guys. I'm gonna go into a simple Appaloosa with the Crush Sheep, Scarecrow Lightheart, and the Visa Starfrost, and that is a fairly standard and hopefully easy combo for you guys to do with your Mannadium monsters. This all it took was Visa Starfrost and any level 2 Mannadium tuner. Just ignore the fact you don't have a hand, but if you did, this combo could triple, quadruple in size and potential. And there we go, guys. That's been a short combo for the Mannadium archetype. I hope you guys enjoyed it. In this combo, I want to show you what's possible with the Field Spell, Calarium, Mannadium Reamheart, and Spright Blue. This can be any Spright monster, but in this case, Spright Blue is obviously the best choice. Let's go ahead. Let's start off with Calarium. I want to start off by getting Visa Starfrost here. Next up, we can normal summon Reamheart, and in this case, normally you'd search Abscission. Because I see the Spright monsters in hand, you're already seeing the level 2 synergy. Remember, guys, with the Mannadium tuners, it's an inherent summon like the Scarecrows to special themselves when a 15-21 monster is on the field or Visa Starfrost. You can actually go ahead and special summon the Spright Blue. But first, I want to summon Visa Starfrost and set this guy up as soon as possible. Chain Link 1 would be Mannadium Meek to bring one out from the deck. Chain Link 2 is a field spell. Remember, chain block the first Meek so you can't get Ash Blossom. Calarium will bring back the same Meek, and the one that comes out the deck, yes, we are going to make it a level 4 because we want to make Bestial Despair, guys. Such a crazy card, honestly. Even now we could summon Spright Blue, but I'm gonna wait because I want to do the Scarecrow combo. Let's link away Visa Starfrost. Thing is, once you do the Calarium Reborn effect, you want to get rid of that card ASAP. You want to go straight into the Scarecrow field spell, which in my opinion is one of the best field spells for the Visas line. Rhycophobia is going to search your Scarecrow Rhycart, and because there's 3 or more defense monsters on the field, as we special summon the Scarecrow Rhycart, when we search a rival, we are also going to be able to draw 1 card. For the purpose of the video, it's an unknown card, but you know, that could be a hand trap, for example, which is obviously really nice on top of your combo. Because the Mannadium Meek is a level 4 monster, let's quickly go into the Bestial Despair. To get to the Bestial Despair, remember, it needs a dragon monster as part of its materials. So we summon the Axel Synchro to do that, and because Axel Synchro can bring back a level 2 or lower tuner, Mannadium Meek is perfect for that. So here we go, there's our Bestial Despair. There are a lot of things we can do here. We can even go into Gigantic Spright, to be honest, and get some crazy stuff going there. I could special on the Spright Blue right now, and you know what, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to special Spright Blue. We're going to search for the Spright Jet. Next up, I want to actually summon Crush Sheep. We're going to use Scarecrow Rhycart and the Scarecrow Lightheart. Keep in mind, that's typically how you're always going to be summoning Crush Sheep if you don't get interrupted. Now I think it's time for the Vicious Estrade. So we're going to fusion summon Vicious Estrade by banishing 2 materials. In this case, I like to always keep Scarecrow Rhycart in the graveyard because it's got synergy with a rival, and if you run a certain card called Scarecrow Decline, there's really good synergy and follow up there. So I'm going to banish Reamheart, and I'm going to banish Visa Starfrost to summon Vicious Estrade. Chainlink 1 would be Vicious Estrade to pop the Meek. All that does is shorten the deck by 1 card, and to be honest, you don't want to draw that 3rd Mannadium Meek ever because it doesn't do anything. Crush Sheep is actually going to special summon. It could be the Scarecrow Lightheart, which I find pretty funny. But in this case, all we're going to do is bring back a Mannadium Meek. Let's pop the Meek with the Vicious Estrade. Let's bring out the 3rd copy from the deck. So funny enough, the 3rd copy was actually the unknown card. So I'm going to special summon Mannadium Meek thanks to Vicious Estrade. I'm going to Synchro Spright Blue with the Mannadium Meek. This is where things get really cool because now we have Herald of the Arclight on the field. It's a non-minigate. It's half a dimension shifter, and to be honest, that can hurt a lot of decks in the game, especially purely where I believe they send a lot of cards from their hand to the graveyard because of discarding. So this card is going to shut them down, which is also really nice. Start because special on the Spright Jet. Let's just get it out of the way. Let's search for the Spright Smashers. So at this point in the combo, there's a lot of things you can do. You can go for an Appaloosa. I want to summon a Baron de Fleur. Let's get that on the field. That's kind of the staple of every Mannadium end board. So let's go ahead and summon Baron de Fleur here. You are starting to see some pretty funny stuff where we are running out of board space on the field. So I'm just going to be a bit techie here. I'm going to use Scarecrow Rival a bit early so we can get out the Scarecrow Rhycart. Let's go ahead and use all these materials for the Appaloosa. At this point in the combo, you end up kind of sacrificing Appaloosa for a Iblee on the opponent's field with a Chaos Angel, so your monsters can't be destroyed by battle, so your Herald is protected. I think that's the line I'm going to go for, so let's go ahead and do that. Because we're using Dark Monsters for Chaos Angel, your monsters can't be destroyed by battle, so let's Synchro Vicious Stroud and Spright Jet. I still can't get over the fact you don't need tuners anymore. We are truly reaching an insane power spike for Yu-Gi-Oh! Where we don't even need synchro monsters anymore. Next up, we're going to do Mannadium Meek and the Crush Sheep. We're going to summon the gigantic Spright. What we're doing is getting ready for the Iblee for the opponent's field. Before we lock ourselves into the link level rank 2s, I want to try and make another synchro monster like the Baron de Fleur. So in order to do that, I'm going to activate Beast of Despise effect. We're going to bring back the Visa Starfrost from the banish pile, and then remember we still have the Scarecrow arrival, guys. Let's activate this and let's bring back the Scarecrow Rykart from earlier on. So now we are getting a really crazy board, guys. I didn't use Scarecrow Lightheart to come back from the graveyard, but keep in mind that's a once per duel effect, so you don't have to use it just because it's there. Potentially that's going to save us when it comes back to our turn if our opponent breaks our board. The next play we're going to do is we're going to activate Gigantic Spright. Now it's time. We're going to detach the Mannadium Meek. We're going to bring out the Nightmare Corruptor Iblee, one of the most toxic cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! In the meantime, while Konami processes the ban list, we're going to link away Iblee with Gigantic Spright, and we're going to summon the IP Masquerader, which is probably the perfect monster you want to summon, and we're giving our opponent Iblee in the process. This is actually pretty insane stuff what we're doing here. The opponent has Iblee, we have an IP Masquerader on the board. This Sprite Smashers could be a Sprite Star in all honesty, because, well, bring out a redder carrot is pretty nice. You can tribute the IP Masquerader if they try to attack in battle, or if they use something first. If you run cards like the Nightmare Unicorn, the IP Avramax, you can obviously use IP Masquerader to summon that monster. The opponent may end up getting rid of the Iblee quite easily in the battle phase. There are ways to stop that, and you can even go to lengths of summoning Tryheart after the Gigantic Spright if you summon an IP Masquerader, for example. Keep in mind, with the Spright monsters, with the Mannadium monsters, you can bring out Gigantic Spright anytime you want because of how flexible the deck is. So that is the Spright combo that I want to show you guys, the lengths it can go to. And that's been the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to drop a like. Let me know if you want to see more Mannadium content. And that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.